So Werner Herzog has a new book. You guys hear about this?
No.
You guys hear about this? But he
new rule. Werner Herzog has a new book.
But I found out about this because he read the audiobook, and I saw a little clip from it, and he says, he talks about Shaq, and he says, Shaquille O'Neal. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my whole life.
Wait, how did
this... He just gave us his own, the perfect, touchstone phrase for how to start doing Herzog voice. Shaquille O'Neal.
Was he How did Shaq come up? Was there
I only saw the clip of him saying Shaquille O'Neal. It's all I have.
He was in the room with that lady whose husband got killed by the bear, and Shaq was also there listening to the audio.
Yeah.
Man
lumbers down the court like a giant beast. The game too fast for him.
Yeah.
Like a Celtics Shaquille O'Neal.
He's like, you must never listen to this, and then Shaq is just off screen being like,
it's Shaq's rap. It's Shaq rapping.
Yeah, it's like, you should listen to this.
To the store and I play with the ball, and I'm 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot tall.
Gus, what were you gonna say?
So I was watching some NFL Red Zone earlier today, and I remembered that there's a fullback on the Raiders who spells his name like Jacob, but I shit you not, it is pronounced like Yakub.
Oh, that's awesome.
They call him Jakub Johnson.
Wow.
I was so mad that he didn't spell it with a Y. I know it would have been 1,000 times funnier. But it's cracking me up. There being a big scandal, like when a player hits his wife or something like that, and it's the Raiders made the controversial decision to roster fullback Jakub Johnson after he created the white race in his laboratory.
Yeah. Fans are just like, we want Jakub back on the field.
How can you say that the league stands for social justice and change? When Colin
Kaepernick is not on an NBA roster, but Jakub is one of the most famous players in the whole world.
Now, snap to Mac Jones here, of course, created by the opposing team. Poop Johnson.
Yeah.
Poop Johnson. The audio cut out in the Discord call, so I just heard you say Poop Johnson.
Wait, was this basketball or football?
This is basketball. This is the Las Vegas Raiders. There is no basketball right now.
The basketball Raiders.
I feel like having the guy that
crazy movie.
Having the creator of white people on your basketball team, that wouldn't be a big deal. Speaking of basketball, I was driving through downtown Milwaukee, and there was okay, you guys know what Polaris slingshots are?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a convoy of what I can only describe as they took up about half a city block from the crosswalk to the other block. All these Polaris slingshots. It was part of just celebrations of the Damian Lillard trade.
Yes, I heard about this.
Yeah, there was just I was just my dad was in town and he was like, "Do you want to go get something in downtown Milwaukee?" It was like, "Oh yeah, sure," but then we just accidentally drove the Damian Lillard trade route.
And we didn't know it was the parade.
Yeah,
the Damian Lillard parade.
Literally, yeah. I was waving out the window. I didn't know what was going on.
It's funny. I was reading about this. Damian Lillard was 4 hours late to that event. And a fight broke out in the crowd.
And then
when he showed up, he just kind of got out of his car and walked inside the building, and a lot of people didn't even see him.
Yeah,
and that's what the whole event was. They live streamed it.
Yeah, I saw a digital billboard that's "Welcome Damian Lillard." It's wow, I guess
that must be so annoying for everyone else.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
at least the ads on other billboards are for everyone.
I guess. I mean, it seems like it's Wisconsin's best sports team, so you take what you can get.
I saw. This is related. This is more about the Drew Holiday thing. But I saw somebody say Celtics fans after Drew gets 1 4-for-18 game, and it's a bunch of pictures of people in Klan hoods and shit. And if I remember correctly, the Milwaukee police actually did try to arrest a member of the Bucks for double parking.
That makes sense.
Last season.
Well, do you know about the NBA player Thabo Cephalosha?
That is not a real name.
It is a real name. He's one of the only Swiss NBA players. I think maybe the only one ever, actually.
Yeah.
But he was like pretty good. He was one of those guys who are very good at defense and nothing else. Until he got police brutality and a police officer broke his leg.
Jesus.
And he does not play basketball anymore.
He
got brutalized.
I wouldn't think so.
Why aren't those
police
people ever like, I got brutalized.
Yeah.
They brutalized me.
Yeah, the police officer was like, he was demanding that he speak either French, German, or Italian, but just one of them. He wouldn't, and then he shot him while he was running away. He shot him in the leg.
The guy was like, "Oh, my knee!
Yeah.
My knee is hurting."
Well, it didn't help. It didn't help that he was wearing those like those short shorts that were part of it that had suspenders.
Yeah, short shorts into lederhosen.
Yeah,
it was weird. Doesn't really. I mean, there's not. It's like an airhead or not an Airbud thing. Like, there's no rule that says you can't wear booty shorts and lederhosen on a basketball court.
But yeah, I don't know. Is any what else has been happening?
Speaking of Germany.
Something happened in Germany?
No. Well, I mean,
something happened.
What if something happened in Germany? Like on historical what if Hitler hadn't had an extreme hatred of Jews?
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have been a much more chill guy to hang out with.
Yeah.
What happens if they just decide to take like they do the Holocaust, but it's with a guy with like a different religious beef? Like the Holocaust is like they get all 12 Zoroastrians and they put them in a camp and they're like, all right, guys, we solved the problems.
I think,
Why would they build all those camps?
Just
being a Holocaust in Ireland, they wouldn't have had to make that much infrastructure. To
I guess if you're living under the Third Reich, all the propaganda is telling you that there are so many Zoroastrians. So I guess it would be that they're like invading the Rhineland. So you probably need to build a lot of camps to combat that perceived threat.
Yeah, but here's
guys. I feel like I hear more people complain about Zoroastrians than I actually see Zoroastrians. Is that just me?
Yeah. I feel like everyone is coming.
Black Swan fallacy.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many Zoroastrians in the writer room of The Simpsons of Die Simpsons.
Yeah.
They control the cash and bacon.
Do you ever check how many Zoroastrians Charlie Chaplin enjoys at any given time? Something to.
How many What do you call 1 million Zoroastrians at the bottom of a cliff? I can't do any accent. I can't do any accent for more than like a sentence, and then it just turns into a nonsense voice.
So let me read the rest of it. We just finished up the World War II unit in history, and it was the first time that I thought of the mass amount of Jews that were sent to camps. How old is this person?
This person is 45 years old.
Yeah,
taking night classes.
Yeah, taking a night class on World War II. If those Jews had been a part of the Nazi army, and the army's size would greatly increase. Also, from what our teacher told us, the lead scientists of the Manhattan Project were German Jews that fled Germany to America. So what if?
So what if?
Yeah. What if what?
If Hitler was fine with the Jews.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he would have a much more massive army, even though I think Jews were like 2% of the German population at most.
2 million %, maybe.
2 million %. Yeah, no. Most of the victims were literally just like Polish farmers. Like it's.
Would he have gotten enough people if he didn't have like a scapegoat? I'm still curious. Like, does he pick like a different scapegoat?
I think. Well, people are saying
like I don't know. We need like space and shit.
He would probably just try to do the same thing.
People are saying that it would have been harder if he just tried to do anti-communism. So it's just like kind of he's just sort of like worse at getting people into a frenzy about stuff. You really need. You really need that X factor of extreme anti-Semitism to really make you Hitler, because without that you're not getting drafted onto the list of guys that did the Holocaust.
Soviets control the media.
Man. It's so annoying when you get picked last on Holocaust teams.
Yeah,
it's really kind of humiliating.
Yeah.
Is that like how Romani people feel? They're just like, nobody even fucking remembers us, man. This is bullshit.
Yeah, I think they do.
I don't care about how Romani people feel.
I think they're dealing with Europeans that hate them currently.
They do? I'm not very up to date on what the Romani people are up to.
Europeans are very annoyed by the Romani people.
Probably because they're fucking going around everywhere selling their wares.
Yeah.
Dancing with scarves and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, which...
Get that shit off the street. Get your incense and shit off the street.
Are Khajiits basically just Romani? They are,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
It's
and
funny
everyone on 3 say the race that Argonians are in real life.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Chinese.
Argonians. Yeah, it's funny that, like, there's also, you can just be, like, a kind of person that, like, wanders around and then you're just assigned to that race, sort of by proxy, like the,
What?
I guess, no,
How
like,
do you get assigned to a race?
No, like,
doesn't that happen when you're born?
No, people say, like,
well, it happens in PE class all the time.
Like, Irish, the word that used to be used for Romani. Irish travelers is, like, the...
Got it. Okay.
Is the... Yeah, but it's just, like... Yeah, it's like, oh, look at those guys, just
Eskimo brothers?
Yeah, it's like, you just see, like, some Irish guys working at the bank, it's like, oh, a couple of Irish Jews
they
over
control
here.
The banks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, no, it's a term of endearment. At least you're not like those other kinds of Irish. But, yeah, no, people are just saying...
like slaves.
Yeah, like slaves, yeah. Griffin
I just sent a historical what if.
So
this is one of the most historical things I've ever heard.
So one of the things about historical what if is they're kind of bad about staying on topic. There are a lot of historical what ifs where it's just like asking if like the Badgers won like a Big Four game in the 2000s. It's like, well, it's like if they won against Michigan State. It's like, well, I imagine they would win the game. And then I think they would have the same team. It's yeah, whatever. I mean,
one of the rules on historical what if is no current politics or soapboxing.
Yeah.
And please please keep posts only to things that are possible.
Which, yeah.
Oh, dude, there goes all of my Mecha Hitler related posts.
Yes.
Yeah,
well, that is literally, it says, this sub is called Historical What If for a reason. Questions like, what if Hitler used fire-breathing dragons in the Battle of Berlin? Or Battle of Britain don't belong here. This includes time travel questions.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't think it's fair to exclude time travel questions.
I went back in time to give Hitler fire-breathing dragons so that I could make this question on historical what-ifs.
Yeah.
But it turns out by doing that, I made them a current political issue, and so now it's banned into the other side.
I gave the dragons to baby Hitler.
Yeah.
I just did whatever.
But that rule is not very heavily enforced. There are some.
No, I'm noticing that because one of them is also.
I made sure
one of the rules is
know.
also please provide some context for your post.
Yeah,
never happens.
Yeah, Griffin, the one.
I think that's fine. Context
I don't know how
is stupid.
I don't know.
People figure it out on their own.
Griffin, the one you sent is just kind of funny, just because of like how mundane it is.
Yes. What if Disney went bankrupt in the 2000s? Let's assume that they have a series of box office bombs that they can't recover from and end up bankrupt in around 2008. What happens then?
It's like, damn, I guess there aren't any more Disney movies.
Oh, dude.
But what would even happen?
You're telling me I can't see Encanto on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
This is like worse than all of the World War II hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, damn, I imagine Warner Brothers would probably have bought a few of their properties.
And what would Angelina Jolie do if she was not cast in the Maleficent movie in 2014?
Yeah.
What would even become of her?
Who knows what other movie she would be acting in?
No, it's impossible to even think about.
The world wonders.
We would have a Mr. and Mrs. Smith cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Yes. They're remaking Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Donald Glover and someone else.
I saw that.
And from all the stills I've seen, it looks like it takes place in a world where no one is allowed to smile or show emotion or anything.
Yeah.
That sounds like the world that I live in. With all the crap I got
Gus,
to deal
that's
with.
so sad.
Yeah.
That's so
what kind
sad.
of crap do you have to deal with, Gus?
Well, my football team looked like they were going to win today, and then they lost.
Jesus Christ.
And then, other than that, basically everything's been going well, so maybe I should stop complaining.
Gus lives in Are You Alone in the World with Me? And he's just constant.
Yeah.
Gus lives in the world of the Toy Story movies.
Yeah.
Dude, can you believe that the Falcons and the Jaguars entered Andy's room today?
Yes,
what the fuck was
That's
that? That
crazy.
seems like
It's insane. I don't know.
The NFL has such amazing technology. They're able to literally transport their players into the world of Toy Story, where they become toys. And
yeah, that's. But why don't they just why isn't that just an option for one of the channels? It's this is the Toy Story.
I know. I wish they did it all the
channel.
time.
Yeah. It's
they should do it. They should do it for the news too.
Yeah, it's it's this is the one.
I would like today. Sandy Hook Elementary School and the Toy Story universe.
Andy.
Gus, you want to read one of these? There are a lot of them, but I think
Sandy Hook. How about that Andy Foot? Andy Hook.
What if Africa didn't exist? I don't. There's no other context here.
What if Africa didn't exist?
But what if it? Let's think.
The top comment is: would humanity exist without Africa there for it to evolve in? And OP responds, "Haha, I did not think of that."
Yeah.
What were you thinking of?
Yeah. I'm the white guy asking this question, pressing his finger to his temple as he submits it. I'm pressing my finger to my temple like Malcolm X, asking what if Africa didn't exist.
We would have had to do the triangle trade with a bunch of Irish guys instead.
Yeah, we would have to do the line trade.
Someone commented and said, "You mean the continent?"
Yeah, I think so.
What other Africa would he be talking about?
The food. Africa food.
The song.
Oh, yeah.
No, I meant the song.
Yeah. Wait, someone says humans would probably... Well, humans wouldn't exist, but Neanderthals and Homo erectus probably would. It's no, they wouldn't. They came out of Africa.
Probably. But they probably would.
Yeah, of course. Also, the Amazon rainforest wouldn't exist since it's fertilized by Saharan sand. It's thanks forging iron.
Oh, wait, I found... this comment was hidden because it has 11 downvotes, and it says, "Well, America probably wouldn't be so racist."
We figured out. We figured out a new way.
This account has been suspended. Yeah,
for being too. This is
for staying.
They suspended him like they fucking suspended Fred Hampton.
Yeah. Yeah, mysteriously the FBI suspended him after they...
Yeah, where are the so-called free speech absolutists on this issue, huh?
I still like the idea...
I haven't seen Barry Weiss talking about this guy.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Barry Weiss in a minute.
Yeah, you don't need to.
I don't know, she's got a fake university.
Yeah, she's... It's so weird that she she's just lesbian. That's
so weird that... She got cream pied on a public staircase, I heard.
Yeah. by her.
I saw this video on this website, and I think it was Barry Weiss, and she was getting scissored on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I could only see a 10-second clip of it.
Yeah. Imagine you're going Imagine you're on
I'm scissoring Barry Weiss.
Imagine getting scissored.
Yeah. Imagine. Yeah. You're going on Lex, and you see Barry Weiss on there, and you're like, oh no. You see, yeah.
Do you have to be gay to be scissored? Can you be a straight guy and get scissored?
Well, you can be paper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I love having my girl just sort of crush just sort of hit my abdomen with her leg over and over again.
I got my balls smacked. It was really rough.
It's like a Mormon soak, but it's just sitting.
Yeah,
it's like a Mormon soak.
Yeah, my girl just straddling the top of my thigh. Ooh.
Yeah. We're both pillow princesses. It really does not work.
Yeah. So here's the sequel to our much coveted Jamaican 9/11 bit. What if 9/11 was carried out by a Chinese nationalist group instead of Al Qaeda? Instead of Al Qaeda doing 9/11, a Chinese nationalist group does it instead. They are sheltered by China, and China refuses to hand them over to the U.S. What happens next?
Yeah, what would happen if the United States went to war with China?
We would lose. We would get crushed.
I like the idea.
We couldn't even beat fucking Vietnam. China is waxing us.
Yeah, well, China couldn't beat Vietnam either.
If we invade them, I think the more incredulous part I find about this is that there's a Chinese nationalist group, and they kill like 3,000 Americans, and China decides to shelter them.
Yeah, it's like
that is not happening. Those guys,
that's
fucking
what we
cooked.
Yeah, the Chinese government's like, hold on, we're hearing them out. Just give
she
us, like,
probably kills them for us.
Yeah, no.
He's like, I don't fucking want to deal with these. I'll do it for you, man.
Yeah.
You guys don't even have to do the work.
What would Chinese 9/11 be like? Like what accoutrements would they bring to sort of spice it up? First
of all, they would kill Mark Wahlberg who was on the plane. They would be taking a beeline, quick detour.
Yeah, that's
Sully Sullenberger style.
We need to
landing in the Hudson River.
Yeah.
They kill him with the same plane. Like they swoop down super low to Earth. And they like tilt it, and the tip of the wing just slices off the top of his head, like that lady in Kill Bill.
Yeah,
and they just fly back up to altitude and take down most American landmarks.
Mark Wahlberg jumping off the top of whatever like 3-story McMansion he's recording like a fucking Marky Mark video in.
Well, he's probably asleep because it's after 5 a.m.
No, yeah.
I know Mark Wahlberg's schedule by heart. I was just making a joke. He wakes up at 3 a.m. He prays for an hour. I think he eats breakfast. He goes to play golf. He showers. He takes a nap. He prays again. He works out.
Yeah.
He eats. He works out again. He prays again. And it's at that point in time, it's
really
probably 5 a.m.
If he forgets to pray the second time, like one day, and
he goes to hell immediately.
Really bad happens to him.
Kid
dies.
So these questions are like pretty dumb, but these comments are not much better. Someone just said, well, most of the hijackers were Saudi Arabia historical. Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy just had a stroke mid-sentence?
No, I mean, he's making sense. I think he's just stupid. Someone just said, U.S. and other Western nations put sanctions on China until they hand over group. Which, probably, yeah. There is one very long comment that I'm not going to read. It's just someone basically just lining out how a military buildup with China would work. It's, like, not very interesting.
A military buildup with China.
Yeah, just
we lose! We fucking lose. That's how it goes, guys.
Yeah.
We get our fucking
Well, you gotta remember, this is only 2000s China.
Yeah.
They hadn't done shit yet.
And
if they did 9/11 on us, that would definitely put them on the map.
We still have, like, 2 other of Mark Wahlberg's brothers that we can use against them, that we can deploy in retaliation.
I don't think Donnie Wahlberg is much of a threat.
I think Donnie Wahlberg is more of a threat.
Have you ever seen Saw 2?
Fucking sucks. I haven't seen any of the Saw movies.
Have you Saw 2 movies ever?
They're bad no matter what people on Twitter say.
I know, I feel like they're one of those movies that I always see people talk about, like, Saw 4 is really the last one to up the ante till about Saw 7, and I'm like, you guys are keeping track of this shit?
Yeah. Guys, the shit that came out back then is a little bit less bad than the shit that comes out now, so you just gotta eat the shit.
Yeah.
You just have to eat the shit.
I feel like Demonosity 3 was the last Demonosity movie to really capture the spirit of Demonosity until Demonosity Reborn the second.
No, I mean, sometimes you watch Meat and Fuck Kingdom 2 and you think that when filmmaking used to be a visual art.
Yeah.
But Meat and Fuck Kingdom, Steve.
Yeah.
Meat and Fuck Kingdom, Steve.
You watch Meat and Fuck Kingdom. You watch Meat and Fuck Kingdom.
Meat and Fuck Kingdom.
You watch Meat and Fuck Kingdom, and it's like, this is art, and Meat and Fuck Kingdom 2, it's like, this is just content.
Yeah.
Bro, I
feel like the Meat and Fuck Kingdom reboot really takes away the spirit and the soul of the original Meat and Fuck Kingdom.
It's so soulless,
Yeah, it's honestly neoliberal as hell. I like the David Lynch version of Meat and Fuck Kingdom, but that's just me.
I think the studio totally ham-fisted.
Yeah, no, it's honestly better than the one that just came out. Griffin, you want to
apparently they're rebooting Meat and Fuck Kingdom for Disney Plus, and I'm just dreading it.
Yeah, no.
How are they going to make the fuck scenes on Disney Plus?
They're totally gonna whitewash it. Griffin,
don't even get me started on Meat and Fuck Babies.
That's the other name for To Catch a Predator.
That's the name of the website Chris Hansen uses.
Yeah. Babyfuck.com. It's like, if you're going on that website, you should probably be in jail.
What do you think you were doing on a website called Meet and Fuck Babies? Well, I thought I was gonna meet babies, and like me personally, I was gonna not fuck them.
I thought it said I thought it said babes.
I thought it said babes. Yeah, and then a lawyer like whispers in Chris Hansen's
It's spelled, and then to get rid of that issue in the future, they change it to Meet and Fuck Babies, spelled BABYS. Meet and fuck babies.
They actually do get like some incredibly dumb frat bro who just thought it was babes.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, I don't really know how to fucking read.
Did you guys see they're coming out with a new director's cut of Big Nurse Sucks My Broken Bone? I hear it kind of changes everything. Yeah, it was commercially panned at the time, but the director's vision wasn't really sought out, and this new cut kind of. I would say it elucidates some things, like how the bone that's getting sucked is the cock. It's a cock getting. It's a video of a cock getting sucked.
What? It's actually a really creative subversion of what I thought. Nurse Sucks My Bone.
Yeah, I mean, you never see stuff like that in movies nowadays because people are so sexless and puritanical.
Yeah.
And these TikTok teens, they're not talking about fucking as much as I'd like.
Oh god, yeah, dude, that's the funniest.
It's the funny. Why are these teens not horny on the computer where I can see it? Why are they being horny in the privacy of their own homes?
Why? Yeah, and it's just like the most 35-year-old man of all time. It's like I'm afraid for Gen Z that they don't enjoy fucking like that they don't enjoy watching fucking whatever that
they didn't enjoy the terrible sex scene in Oppenheimer where Florence Pugh's big breakfast sausage titties come out and he says, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds," because that's the cool thing he says.
It's because it's like I'm afraid it's because like a 9-year-old said it's like I didn't like seeing that, and then it's just like some guy with like 15 graduate degrees is like, "Fuck you for destroying the art form." Yeah.
It is fun to talk about unnecessary violence scenes in action movies, though.
Yeah.
Well, those are cool.
Those are cool.
Honestly, makers are always putting sex scenes.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so sick of makers.
I hate makers. Like, you never, in like the new Hollywood era, the makers really had creative control over the product. But now these makers are so soulless, they're just putting in the sex scene to get money.
Yeah. Did you guys see that HBO Max stopped crediting makers?
Yes, I did.
No, that's a really good
that would be funny if HBO Max just started crediting them all under makers.
Yeah. Oh wait, I like. Griffin, can you read the one you just sent? Honestly, the ones that get upvoted are not much better than the ones that get downvoted.
No, this is one of the stupidest subreddits I've ever seen.
Well, it's because there's historic What If, which is bigger, and this is like the attic reject brother version of that.
Oh, okay. Historical.
Oh yeah. This is related to that. I found a subreddit yesterday called r/Chicago Bears football, which is different from r/Shy Bears. Because the description is a place to talk about Bears football where you won't be banned by the puritanical mods.
What did you see? What it was?
It was just lots of complaining. Like, I thought it was gonna be like an anti-woke thing, but it's just people who fucking like hate everything involved with the team.
Yeah, it's people
like all of the top posts are just like, the general manager fucking sucks. Every player sucks.
Yeah, it's people in there. It's like, I think that if you're one of the like coordinators for the Bears, you should be able to go on fuckbabies.com and you should be able to keep your job.
Yeah, that's where Alan Williams went.
Fuckbabies.com.
Anyway, historical What If. O.J. Simpson commits suicide in the white Ford Bronco and there is no trial. 20 years later, what's different?
I like the question of there is a trial. He commits suicide, but there is a trial. That's much more interesting.
Yeah. He pops up in the afterlife like, "Hey, other world."
Yeah. Take care. He says take care and then kills himself in the Ford Bronco. Well, first of all, he would not commit the robbery of the sports memorabilia.
Yeah.
The decade later, I think that's the first immediate impact I think of.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably,
and also his Heisman probably doesn't get rescinded.
Yeah, probably not.
Maybe he even gets a second one for bringing awareness to the issue of suicide, the epidemic of suicide in this country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then that white Ford Bronco maybe doesn't sell for as much.
And they probably still keep making Ford Broncos.
Yeah, they probably still keep making. Yeah,
It's so crazy that there was an NBA playoff game happening during the OJ chase, and they split screened the Knicks game with the OJ chase.
I mean, it was the Knicks.
No, the Knicks were good. It was the 90s. The Knicks were good.
yeah.
Back in the fucking 90s, baby. The Knicks was they were the Garden. They were a dollar slice in the Garden.
The first thing I ever learned about the Knicks was that their owner makes them let him perform with his band.
Yes.
Madison Square Garden before games, even though everyone hates them.
I think the first thing I learned about the Knicks was that basketball card where the Menendez twins are in the background of some Knicks player's basketball card.
Oh, that one.
And I think it's a basketball game they went to after they had killed their parents.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's like a very valuable card now.
Maybe their parents didn't know ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, definitely not at that point.
They didn't know Trae Young owns New York.
Yeah. Yeah, their parents said "fuck Trae Young," and their parents got what was coming to them.
And then fucking Ice Trae made an appearance.
Yeah, one of my favorite Reddit posts is from the Hearts of Iron 4 subreddit. It's someone that dropped like 50 nukes on Atlanta, and it just says "fuck Trae Young."
Fuck Trae Young.
Yeah, they just in game they just did the.
I'm gonna see if there's any mention of Trae Young in the historical whatever.
That's a good question. Yeah,
I doubt it because Trae Young was not around more than 10 years ago. So
yeah,
but I'm just gonna search NBA.
You know what? LeBron is a good search.
Ooh, that is a good search.
Yeah. There's two. Okay. One of the things that came up when I searched LeBron is what if the KGB were found to have assassinated JFK? And the second one is if you could bring if you could bring any single modern invention back in time, what would it be and when? And I want to see.
I would bring a
LeBron
gun
back.
to the first human being who ever lived.
JFK can't even survive one assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Unlike my goat Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
My two goats, Teddy Roosevelt and 50 Cent.
Yeah. JFK is just Irish William McKinley. No difference.
Okay, this one is not even like a what if. It's just.
What is it?
It's just. How do we get the Milwaukee Bucks to be the best team of the 1990s and win several championship rings?
What the fuck does that mean?
How do we do that?
Are they just like redrafting?
They can't even think, they can't conceive of a historical what if where the Milwaukee Bucks are the best team of the 90s and they win several championships. So he consulted the geniuses over at r/historical what ifs because they're so good at coming up with historical what ifs.
Yeah, and then they say, is there a way to get the Bucks to draft Jordan instead of the Bulls, or do the Bucks have to take a different path? It's like, I would imagine drafting Michael Jordan would probably help the Bucks be really good in the 90s. I gotta say, honestly, yeah, if they drafted him and Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen, really, really good idea for the Bucks.
This one I'm not gonna read because I don't care to read it. But the title I think is interesting. It's My Alternate Reconstruction Plan. Is it feasible?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we found Josh's Reddit account.
Yeah.
No, Josh. I know where we can find Josh's Reddit account. On the Pole and Ball subreddits.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I forgot that's now an episode.
That's where he cut it. That's where he kind of cut his teeth.
It is. He talks about that on that episode that is will never come back.
That episode so he didn't talk about it.
He did talk about it, but
it doesn't exist. So there's no record of him talking about it.
What if Lee Harvey Oswald had successfully carried out a 9/11 style attack instead of killing Kennedy?
What
That would
Good
be
question.
impressive.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, it would be impressive, especially because it's one guy. 11. Well, depending on who you ask.
Also, they didn't make planes that big in 1960.
Yeah,
that's what's so crazy. He was going to tape two planes together.
The Boeing 707 had already come out, so they were well on their way.
Yeah, is it as big as a 737? No.
Yeah.
Fraud.
It's about as big.
Crime.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I'm
I
looking
counted.
this up.
I counted.
compared to 737. Yep, it's slightly longer, in fact. So I think I gotta say, I'm thinking that Lee Harvey Oswald maybe doesn't even better 9/11.
Is a coward and should have done 9/11.
Let me read this.
Ratio L should have done 9/11.
Yeah. On November 22nd, 1963, Oswald, possibly with the assistance of recruits from Mexico, why is he
possibly?
I think that's really only a theory that exists in the movie JFK.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I've never heard a theory about Mexicans.
Well, it's
I've
not,
never,
not,
just in general. I've
it's
never
not
heard
really
anything about Mexicans at all.
It's not really Mexicans. It's like gay Cubans.
Yeah, usually it's Cubans. And hijacks a DC-8 flying on the East Coast. Somewhat inspired by the first American hijacking on May 1st, 1962, Oswald claims he wants to land in New York, but then the plane approaches, he kills the pilots. Roughly, he pilots the plane into the Empire State Building, which eventually collapses in the same manner as the Twin Towers. Although he's not immediately identified as the mastermind, individuals he knew point the FBI and the CIA in his direction. Investigators eventually find some of his communist literature and notes on his planning. How do Kennedy and the USA react? How do communist nations reply? It's like, I love these questions because it's like, well, I bet they would be sad.
I don't know. We have no idea how John F. Kennedy would feel or react about anything that happens after 11/23/1963.
Yeah. Are you trying to do 9/11 on the Empire State Building?
11/23 is... Like, if we had to say remember 11/23 every year.
Yeah, no, we'd get bored halfway through and wouldn't even do anything different in foreign policy.
We would have definitely forgotten.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's the only reason we remember January 6th, is because it's, like, easier. It's easier than 9/11.
Well, I was there, and I have a bunch of photos, but yeah. So that's why I remember.
Lee Harvey Oswald should have done, you know that, like, lady who's, like, smiling while stealing the podium?
Yeah.
Sorry, the guy smiling while stealing the podium. The smiling lady's a different guy. Lee Harvey Oswald should have taken one of those pictures next to JFK's like shattered dome.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, he's having fun."
Yeah.
Well, he was kind of in the book depository.
Yeah.
He could have fucking walked.
No, he couldn't have.
He could have.
He had just murdered the president.
Yeah, he was getting a book depository.
Also, I think I may have just found the funniest person in the whole world.
Ooh.
Yeah, what'd you look at a mirror?
No, but I do think this guy should have my role on the podcast. Maybe.
Yeah.
User crank27789. Donald Trump is cast to play the Joker in 2008, The Dark Knight? Assuming the same or similar script, how would his casting be received by fans? How would he do the role? Would it enhance or harm the film? How would it impact his chances in 2016 and the film's legacy, given his controversial campaign?
I think people would say, is that Donald Trump as the Joker? Is that the... Wait, hold on.
And this was posted 23 days ago.
23 days ago. This baby... You guys have seen the clip of the world is a mess clip of Trump.
Jim, the world is a mess.
It just has Joker makeup on, That's great. That was like I think that was like the first funny thing about Trump that I saw that wasn't just like a Colbert Report level joke. Was that video?
I think the first funny thing that I saw about Trump was like when they first started. You know what? I'll say it. I thought the Alec Baldwin impression was not bad. It's a little funny.
No, I'm remembering that. The Cinco de Mayo Taco Bowl. That was the first. That was
I
awesome.
also remember, get that B out of here.
Oh, I don't remember the get that B out of here, but that's good.
Or was it get that baby out of here?
Oh, get that baby out of here. Yes.
I don't remember either of those. I might just be stupid, though.
Yeah.
It happened a million years ago.
Well, you were working on the Hillary campaign. You were
not.
You were giving her blood. You were one of her thugs, just tearing through Bernie Bros like the Doom Marine.
No, that never happened. That
I was
not
Bernie.
happen.
I was Bernie Sanders back then.
Yeah,
you were Bernie Sanders. You did a terrible job, dude.
Yeah. I did a pretty good job, and I did everything right, and they indicted me.
Yeah. Gus, can you read What If Edward Snowden Was a Girl?
If what?
If Edward Snowden was a girl.
Edward Snowden. 1 second. My mouse disappeared. Some fun behind.
Uh-oh.
Probably found some damn cheese.
Yeah. Gus is up to
good one, Griffin.
Gus is up to his Gus is up to his bird of prey habits again.
Oh,
where'd my mouse go?
All right, you guys are killing it right now. What if Edward Snowden had been a girl? A bit of a sidetrack here, but just a few days ago, I was wondering, what if Edward Snowden had been a girl? Yep, I guessed that. Would the media have been able to spin the story the same way? How would the public perception have been different? I'm sure there would have been a lot more sympathy.
whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Deleted user comments. This is an interesting question that I don't know enough to speculate about. However, I did wonder what if Edward wasn't white. Then I'm sure the media narrative would have been a lot more hostile.
And then the OP says, Edward
Muckbar.
Edward Muckbar. Holy crap, definitely. Or, yeah, the non-white version of Edward Snowden, which is N-word Snowden.
And I also like this guy. He says, "You said girl, but do you actually mean woman? If Edward had been a girl, there would have been a whole load of extra shit to deal with because of her being there."
That would be, that's an even more interesting question.
Yeah, what if Edward Snowden was a 1-year-old baby?
Yeah, a 12-year-old girl that was leaking these documents. And then the question is just about, how did a 12-year-old get all these documents?
Oh, and then...
she was very active on those War Thunder forums.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But... OP replies to that comment and says, "Okay, let's all bow down to the almighty power of political correctness and say female." And then pedantically, the other guy replies and says, "Can we just be accurate? A girl is a child, a woman is an adult. It's really not that hard to remember. And no, let's not use the term female because female is an adjective, not a noun. This makes a difference in this contest because if Snowden had been a child, as was implied by your post, then things would be very different." And then OP replies...
As implied by your post.
Yeah, see your post. And then OP replies, "Meanwhile, a perfectly good idea gets lost in a blizzard of political correctness."
Perfectly good idea.
A perfectly good idea.
A perfectly good idea got lost in a blizzard.
I was literally writing my
correctness.
thesis on this. On what if Edward Snowden was a girl, and you can't even have an intellectual conversation with me because you're so caught up in wokeness.
I'm going to go on here and ask you, what if Glenn Greenwald was straight? How would things be different if Glenn Greenwald was straight?
I tell you what, there is a young man in Brazil who would be having the time of his life right now.
Who would have so much fun being alone.
Yes, would have so much fun experiencing all 5 senses and receiving stimuli.
Yeah. Dude, he would be having the time of his life, the breathing.
As opposed to now where he's having the time of his dead for all time.
Yeah. Dude, it was so funny. Like, Glenn Greenwald, people, put it together, but, the same day his husband died, he was, back to arguing with people on Twitter about, political correctness.
Did you guys see that George Santos was just like, "My husband and I are so sad to hear about about Dianne Feinstein's passing," and George Santos has never claimed to be married before.
Yeah.
And also, I do not think is even married right now.
He was hard launching. You don't know what a hard launch is.
But
This is why we need a female presence on the show.
Oh, we do need a female presence.
You guys have no idea what a hard launch is.
But I was going to say that a couple investigative journalists looked for marriage licenses and could not find anything.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah. But I do agree we need a female presence on the show, so you can butt out.
Yeah. What are some other ones? Oh, this is a great one because it is not historical at all. How would the world be different if humans were all animals? We did 3 genders to reproduce. So basically, to make a baby.
Cut out for half of that. I don't know what the question is.
How would the world be different if humans or all animals needed 3 genders to reproduce? So basically, to make a baby, you need to have a threesome. 3 different genders in the world. Pretty interesting.
Not hard for me.
Not hard for me. Yeah.
I'd figure it out.
Dude, yeah. I'm sorry if this isn't the place to ask. It's just, you guys seem so serious about answering stuff like this versus Ask Reddit. You just give me joke answers because karma. I'm glad that, you need real serious answers to what if there were 3 genders and they had to have 3 ways to make what would happen then? And I think the answer is there would probably be groups of 3 people that had sex.
No.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Griffin?
I was just gonna say there's someone someone's offered us a really interesting subreddit for future reference where they refer this person to go to either r/ass science or r/ass social science.
I've tried.
I think that's a hard biology difference. I don't think social science would help with that.
Yeah.
What if it like biologically works the same way, but humans just can't come unless you've got a non-binary person there for like a moral support?
Yeah. So just like in real,
guy just doesn't. Just like in real life. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like in real
it's
life,
just it's just like a pet.
Yeah. Yeah. This person should figure out what Lex is.
It's like that meme that's like I consent. Isn't there someone you have to ask?
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. It's that consent meme, but the woman is just saying no in it, and the third person is saying yes.
I like this one. What if, by 1978, Michael Jackson had reached a full adult height of 6'2.5"?
Good question. Know. Yeah,
That's it.
It's amazing how inconsequential these are. Like how fucking bullshit they are.
I don't know what you're talking about. Michael Jackson could literally like fight his dad back.
Yeah,
that's I think that's kind of what they're going for here.
Yeah, he could fight his dad back, and he's up so high. He's like, where are those kids? I can't see them.
Probably, if he was tall earlier, he would probably be into grown-ups.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, he would
think a kid is just like a 5'3" woman.
Yeah. It's like, this is terrible. I have to bend down to touch you. I don't know what the fuck I'm. Yeah.
Well, it was great, Michael Jackson. Can we hear a little more? Wow, Michael Jackson on the show. Let's interview Michael Jackson here.
No, we're not. We're not doing that.
Michael, what's up?
Russian writer says he dies as everyone else. A tragic and pointless death.
What the hell are you talking about, Russian writer? I'm right here. It's me, Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I'm not even going to attempt to do this. I'm sorry, guys.
Hello, it is me, Michael Jackson.
Oh God, we need to get Harry Condabolu to play Michael Jackson.
Hello, it is me, Michael Jackson.
It's me, Michael Jackson.
I am going to do Chinese 9/11.
We get a Mike Henry to do Cleveland voice.
Oh baby, give me one more chance.
Yeah.
I'm not engaging in this with you guys.
I'm Chinese 9/11 Michael Jackson.
He's dead. You can't hurt his feelings.
My new character. Yeah.
You can't hurt his feelings by doing his real voice.
Yeah.
What if his estate sues me?
Yeah. I do not molest children because I am Indian or Chinese.
You dumbass. How can a house sue you?
Yeah, except that's literally not what an estate means. You
Yes, it is.
Literally the freaking moron.
If
we're speaking the freaking moron.
If we're speaking literally, an estate is a house. An estate, honestly, that's
an
like
estate. What are we talking about? Kentucky?
Yeah,
that's an estate.
An estate is like a racist house because it's on a plantation usually.
What? Yeah, a lost state is like an evil house.
Yeah, and a plantation is like a racist farm.
Do you guys think we should? Do you think we could own a plantation?
Yeah.
We don't have to do this. I just want to
dogs. We want a dogs plantation.
Yeah,
dogs plantation.
Oh yeah, where they make the number one dog. I love dogs foam finger.
Yeah. I like the idea of like your way of not being racist as a white guy. It's like I'm just gonna
buy up all the plantations.
I'm gonna buy a plantation and I'm working there myself. And I'm taking videos of it and I'm posting all of them on my new TikTok account. White plantation.
It's like the TikTok voice goes like, "This white guy bought a plantation and is doing all the work himself."
Yeah. Yeah,
converting my grandmother's slave camp into a podcast studio.
Yeah. He is only letting black people get married there.
It's converting like a 400-year-old building into a podcast studio.
Yeah. It's like, all right, guys, this is It's like this is my daily dose of reparations. I'm going into town and I'm letting any black person that wants to hit me.
I mean, let's face it, Patreon's the new slavery.
So Josh is out today, but we've got Frederick, who's the spirit of the slave who haunts these grounds.
Guys, Josh is
one of my.
Yeah, Josh.
Great grandmother's dogs.
If you want to know what Josh has been using all that Substack money for, it's a plantation.
He bought a plantation.
He bought a plantation with all
It's our
his
plantation.
Substack money.
Let's.
No,
just
but
talk
it's an
about it.
electoral
Us and 40 of our
politics.
friends are buying a plantation and living in it.
Yeah, it's an electoral politics plantation. It's not
An
a
electoral. He's using only the most ethical labor to build a giant PC capable of running 20 different campaign playthroughs at once.
Yeah, it's a regular plantation, but a bunch of like noodle-armed like 15-year-olds that follow him are working on it.
We spend 8 or 10 hours a day in the fields counting up special election tallies.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Just kidding. We're paid for our labor.
I like guys, can you read the one that I just sent? I like this one and Ask Social.
You were about to say I like slavery.
Yes, you were about to say that.
Yeah, you were very close to saying I like plantations.
Yeah.
I like. Oh my god.
I like white slavery because I'm done with these white boys.
This is a very sexually charged question.
Good.
Are women more attracted to men exhibiting dark triad traits?
Wow.
This is for me. Yeah.
As social science.
What the fuck is a dark triad again? I thought this was like a
Wait,
triad.
It's like some version of like some Pakuais or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Wait, should I get rid of all my? Should I get rid of all my skill points and respec in the dark triad?
Okay. So the dark triad is a triangle, and the 3 dark triad things are Machiavellianism, narcissism, and psychopathy.
Machiavellianism.
Machiavellianism. Yeah. That's just like Machiavellianism implies like competence, like, and the other one is just narcissism and being a psychopath,
which are 2 cool things to be. But being a Machiavellian, I mean, what year is it?
Yeah,
what year is it?
Yeah,
I like this user's name is Horrendous Hexapod. Why don't women like me? I'm literally an evil bug.
Yeah.
Are women more attracted to men who exhibit narcissism and psychopathy? Because let me tell you, I've been pulling it in recently.
Yeah.
I mean,
goddamn.
I exhibit Mark Triad characteristics, which is all the thing, which is working out,
building a deck.
Praying.
Building it. Yeah, it's the Mark Triad is working out at 3 a.m, beating up random pedestrians, and not being killed in movies, no matter how much you deserve to in the movie.
I'm in the dark triad.
I'm in the dark triad.
I'm in the dark triad.
Yeah.
What? You're telling me this triad is dark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want it in my neighborhood. Not in the town.
The dark triad of trans fat sugars and seed oils only at Wahlburgers.
Yeah. So you're telling me if I'm Machiavellian and narcissistic and enough as a psychopath, I'll be pulling in girls?
Wait, did you say
Is that what you're telling me?
Did you say
Machiavellian?
Machiavellian.
Machiavellian? Psychopath? Vietnamesian?
Vietnamesian? I don't know if I could be all 3, but I'll try.
I'll try.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Donnie's helping.
I should watch Pain and Gain. I've been meaning to watch Pain and Gain for a while.
Donnie's helping me with this. Donnie's helping me work on becoming Vietnamese.
I'm Donnie.
I'm Donnie Wahlberg. Here I come.
Hello, it is Donnie Wahlberg. I do not know what he sounds like. So
smashing old chap. You gave those Vietnamese a right drubbing.
Yeah.
I'm Donald Wahlberg.
The Vietnamese have pissed me off. They have. I'm Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
I wish there should be more families like that where every member of the family has a completely unique and distinct accent.
I think the Baldwins might be getting there. I don't know. I mean, I don't. I think they probably.
Who's the third Wahlberg again besides Mark and Donnie?
Chestnut.
Chestnut Wahlberg, yeah. Strawberry Wahlberg.
Barkevius.
Yeah, Barkevia. Paul Wahlberg. Oh my god, there's so many Wahlbergs. There's Donnie,
there are
Paul,
myriad Wahlbergs.
Scott Wahlberg, Jim Wahlberg, Robert Wahlberg, Arthur Wahlberg, Buddy Wahlberg. Wait, that is a dog name. There's one dog Wahlberg.
Yeah, I'm sorry, there's no way the Wahlbergs have a Smurfette. Get the fuck out of here.
Buddy Wahlberg. What the fuck is up with that? Oh wait, no, that yeah. Oh wait, no, that's
Wahlberg.
Oh wait, no, yeah, no. There's also Tracy Wahlberg and Donna Wahlberg. Donna Wahlberg. Fuck off. Wait. Mark Wahlberg's great-grandparent is named Axel Gustav Wahlberg.
Whoa. Goose Wahlberg.
Goose Wahlberg, yeah.
He talks in some horrifying combination of a Russian and Boston accent. That's
Yeah.
so sick.
No, Gustav. That's a Swedish name or German name.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Gustavo.
Here I come. Yeah. What are
rollers rise?
Yeah.
Oh,
it looks like
a little sabotage
it looks like
Easter egg from our
Yeah.
Donnie, I'm dying in 9/11. Donnie, the plane. Donnie, they just hit the second tower. I'm in the plane.
Blimey! Look what they've done to our buildings.
I tell you what, if I was on that plane, it would not have gone.
I would have used my.
Giving them something to think about.
I would have used my quick wit.
Put up your dukes.
Yeah. I didn't.
Tally ho, young lad! I'm Donnie Wahlberg.
I wish. Why didn't this guy become the most famous actor in America?
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's posh British brother.
Yeah. I wasn't in.
I do say this bear is quite humorous.
Yes.
If Al Qaeda had ever attempted to hijack the plane I was on,
Donnie Wahlberg on the phone with Mark. It's like I was in the Saw movies actually, and I was also in Band of Brothers and Ransom.
They tried to cancel posh British Donnie Wahlberg for beating up an Irish guy, but no one cared.
Posh Wahlberg.
Posh Wahlberg.
like Posh Spice.
Posh Spice.
Yeah,
Posh Spice is Donnie Wahlberg's wife.
Yeah.
They got married, and she took his first name as her last name.
Yeah. I getting married to your wife. Your wife's name is like Jessica. It's like I will be named Jesse now.
It would probably fuck you up if you had to change your last name to Wahlberg.
Yeah,
like you're not in the Wahlberg family, but you've got to change your last name to Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg's wife didn't change her last name. I think for probably good reason. She didn't want to be Priscilla Zuckerberg.
Chinese Zuckerberg.
For Chinese Zuckerberg, she changed her first name. That's the name of their kid is Chinese Zuckerberg.
It's half Chinese Zuckerberg.
Mark can only identify people by their race, so she had to change her name.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg Wahlberg. All right, compound character. Let's go.
Yeah, they should name their
I
son
do say
Jamarcus,
I've invented
Jamarcus
Facebook.
I'm a different kind of guy in Boston now. I stalk women instead of Vietnamese guys, and I was in the town, and I invented Facebook.
Marky Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg.
You mean,
there it is.
If we can break into UMass Amherst, we can make the biggest website in the whole world.
You're telling me if I can rate the girls at UMass Amherst and call them ugly?
All right. This is my new invention called the Facebook. 6, 5, but still a 6.
You have the bare minimum of my racism. If I wanted to be racist, I would give you all the racism I had, but I'm only allotting you the racism I have to give to be here.
Yeah. I don't know enough about. Here's speaking of 9/11. What if instead of the World Trade Center, Flight 11 and 175 went into the Statue of Liberty?
That'd be pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be an epic fail of a terrorist attack.
Wait, what would the second plane be doing after
I don't
the
know
first one already kept the statue?
Would it just be finishing it off?
Nobody in the statue's alive. Fucking hit it again.
Yeah, no, wait, and then the body says, obviously they would target the head. Maybe the torch as well?
Obviously,
they wouldn't target the head.
Yes,
that's not how blowing things up work. You would target the body. Obviously they would target the head.
But what if... What if
the purpose is just to leave a decapitated Statue of Liberty? It's like, fuck you, America.
What if they tried to do 9/11 to the St. Louis Arch and just went through it?
Yeah, and they're like, damn, and then they just landed.
Yeah.
Well, let's go home.
Yeah.
That's what happened. The Pentagon guys... the Pentagon plane got the let's go home text.
Yeah. Trying to do 9/11 on the Golden Gate Bridge, but I go too close to the water and just, like, Captain Sully it.
Or you just get a bunch of people who are like, please kill me!
Yeah, you see how many people want it. The number
you fly under so they can land on you.
Yeah, you do so much damage to San Francisco by saving them.
And we still memorialize 9/11 as the day the greatest act of kindness of all time happened. Yeah. when Saudi Arabian terrorists hijacked a plane to save 100 people who were about to kill themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, someone said, someone in this comment section said the World Trade Center was more than just two tall towers. It was the headquarters of the World Trade Organization. That makes it. Yeah, it was a symbol of globalization, which is what Al-Qaeda opposes most. Western influence in the Middle East. So striking the World Trade Center was the strike. Yeah,
I watched, we can end on this because we've been going for like an hour.
Yeah.
I watched that movie AI the other night, and it takes place in like the year 2200. So New York is completely destroyed and underwater, except for the two twin towers, which are standing. and then they flash forward 2,000 years in the future when all life on the planet has died, and the twin towers are still standing.
Yeah. I watched Gangs of New York, which I don't know why people dislike that one. I like it, but at the end of that movie, it's like they bury.
It takes place in 1840 New York, and the Twin Towers are still there.
No,
they didn't know anything about 9/11.
No, let me finish, jackass.
It was a movie about building the Twin Towers.
Yeah, that's really the Twin Towers are like a character in and of themselves in Gangs of New York.
They're first on the cash sheet.
Yeah, they're first on the cash sheet. No, but at the end they bury Bill the Butcher in like a graveyard, and then it like over the years as New York grows, it like like his grave gets like like buried more and more, and then the final shot is just in New York with the Twin Towers. I looked it up, and Gangs of New York came out in 2002, so that was so Scorsese didn't feel like he needed to recut that scene where it was the most defining feature on the New York skyline is the Twin Towers
and Bill the Butcher.
Yeah, it's like we're not reshooting that. We're not reshooting the graveyard.
And we're not just going to cut it early either.
Yeah, we're not cutting it early. We're not reshooting literally the one scene that doesn't require actors in this entire movie. We're keeping the Twin Towers in there as a little reminder that 9/11 happened. In case you felt that maybe it was like Scorsese was like, well, if you didn't like this as much as Goodfellas, maybe you should feel bad about 9/11.
Well, maybe like the never forget thing hadn't really come up because it had been less than a year, so maybe he thought people were forgetting about 9/11.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. Yeah, it came out December 20th, 2002, so it's very, very and it got delayed because of 9/11. Wait, hold on, if it got delayed because of 9/11, then why would you...
Alternate history. What if 9/11 didn't delay Gangs of New York?
Yeah, what if it came out and it was just... What if it was in even poorer taste?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that's it, guys.
We got to wrap it up with a little movie chat. 5 stars, Patreon.
5 stars, Patreon,
YouTube, TikTok.
Sorry if I sounded even shittier than normal. I'm pretty sick today.
Oh,
yeah, okay. we don't give Gus sick leave.
Yeah, no. Bye.
Alright, bye.